Hey, hello everyone, and welcome to another show and tell. It's me, John Park, and I'm doing special service here of guest hosting tonight while Lady Ada and Mr. Lady Ada do Adafruit things in the background there. They're probably keeping an eye on this too. They somehow managed to pay attention to lots of things at once. But I'm going to get this thing started, and we've got a couple of people who are going to go right away, including our good friend Jay. So let me bring Jay on first, and we'll chat about some projects. You can come on by if you want to head to our Discord. It's adafruit.it/Discord, and you'll see a link there for joining in. If you come on, we'll spend about 2 minutes or so each talking about a project, and we'll try to get in as many as we can, and then wrap this up for 8 o'clock Eastern time when Ask an Engineer starts. So first up is Jay. Hey, Jay, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
All right, thanks. What have you got there today?
I have this month's DigiKey project, which is a steampunk owl that I designed and I built. It's very motorized. And then if I press this button, I get the wings to move.
I love it.
If I press this button, I get the wings to fold out.
Yes, that's adorable.
Yeah, this one's flipped.
Oh my gosh. I love the high-speed eye gears there. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm using an Adafruit Cricut for this one, so I can install everything. But this is definitely more of a mechanical-based type of build. I wanted to show people how they can use different like servos and like motors and stuff to like get some cool like mechanical movement in their projects.
That is terrific, and it looks like you're doing one motor for one eye, and the other really is geared to just move along with it. Is that right?
Yep. So this is actually the driver eye. That's why it has a little thing in there. You can kind of see it. And this one is just in there. That's just in there and grinding against each other. So this entire build is basically a giant mechanical lesson.
That's really cool. I love it. It's got a great steampunk look to it. Now, you usually give your creations a cool name. Does this guy have a name yet, or is that in the works?
I was debating on it. We were talking about it earlier. I think I'm gonna call him Odysseus, based off of the Greek mythology story. And I'm a big mythology head, so like it kind of fits.
Odysseus the owl. That's fantastic. Really cool. And so will you be posting this, sharing this up online at some point?
Yes.
Video. What's to come?
I'm doing a video, which I'll go through my step-by-step process into making this, and I'm going to be writing up a blog for DigiKey, which should be coming out at the end of this month.
Excellent. Great. Well, have fun with that. Good luck with it, and we're looking forward to seeing more.
Thanks.
Take care.
You too.
All right. Odysseus the owl. Way cool. Next up, we've got Jen Foxbot. Hey, Jen.
Oh, classic. Is muted.
Hi, right, we are.
Yay. I have a mute button, but it only works for Teams. Oh, so sad.
Oh, it's a specific kind of mute. Yep.
Yeah.
So we one thing we wanted to talk to you about. You're with Microsoft's Make It team, right? And we got this survey sent out. I think we linked to it in our Instagram recently. Can you tell us what this is about and what you guys are up to? It's very mysterious.
Yeah, totally. So we are looking for ways to help folks who are running small businesses. Before this gig, and I pretend that I have time, I'm still kind of doing stuff with my business, but I was running a business full time. So I know for real how hard it is and how much help I would have taken. And so what we're trying to do now is really figure out like, where can Microsoft best plug in? My whole thing is like, let's not build stuff first and then just shove it out there. Let's talk to people. What are the major challenges that people are facing? What do they need help with? And using data to really figure out like, what types of tools should our team make? What types of tools should we promote to be built within Microsoft? And what other types of resources can we develop to actually help people? So we're here to listen and learn and really to understand the needs that people have. So
these are the sort of constraints around this are small-ish, maker-sized entrepreneur users. Is that roughly, or is it bigger than that you're looking into right now? Do you know?
Yeah, so the U.S. Census Bureau defines a small business, I think, is 50 employees or less. We're kind of expanding that to say, like, hey, if you started a company and you grew, or if you happen to work at a company that's doing manufacturing in the United States, we would love to hear from you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're developing products, we would love to hear from you. You know, the Biden administration is also really interested in made in the U.S. manufacturing, and that's really where we would love to plug in. Whether you're a solo entrepreneur or aiming to build a giant startup and everything in between. You know, I don't think that all businesses need to scale. I think they're all very important. And me and my team and Microsoft are really interested in figuring out, how do we help people run businesses? How do we help more people build businesses? And right now we're really focused on the US. So sorry.
And so you're in the gathering. This is the gathering phase right now, and then you have sort of steps that you'll be going through to analyze that and see what you want to actually make out of it. Really cool.
Exactly.
Very interesting that Microsoft's doing that. Well, thanks for sharing that info.
Totally.
Now, if I understand correctly, you also have a project you might be able to show us that you've been working on related to corvids, crows, right?
Yeah, corvids.
I love crows. Tell us all about it.
I'm gonna really quickly do a quick. The link for the survey is aka.ms/maker entrepreneur survey, all one word. Great way to have your voice heard. And feel free to reach out to us on Twitter if you have any questions. Cool. Okay, now I get to do the other fun thing. I'm gonna switch my camera. Project demo time. Okay, so this is fun. My team worked with Adafruit and a product in Microsoft called Lobe, which is a no-code way to build image classification machine learning models. And so Lamore came up with this Braincraft hat, and we were like, this is amazing. Let's do some machine learning stuff and make it easier to put on hardware. And so I'm using this kit to build a device to train crows to clean up the neighborhood in exchange for food. So this is version 2.0. I'm using a gumball machine that I hacked. So you hit the switch. Entertains me every single time. And then that will dispense food. It'll take a picture, and then I'm going to use the pictures to build a machine learning model so that I can, number one, make sure that squirrels aren't gaming my system, and number two, to make sure that the crows aren't gaming the system by bringing me sticks and leaves instead of trash.
That's excellent. I love it.
Thank you. It's fun.
So what kinds of trash do you think they can get for you? Like flattened cans and McDonald's wrappers, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, exactly. Cigarette butts are a big thing. I am one of those people that I will go around my neighborhood if I'm walking the dog or something and just like pick up trash, but I will not touch cigarette butts because that's gross.
Sure. It is. This is true.
I imagine that corvids are not, they're probably not going to get the same types of diseases that humans get, so that's a little bit safer for them.
Good.
Yeah.
And what do you know about their favorite foods? What are you gonna? Is there a particular thing that they would really work hard for that you know of?
The people that know way more than me say walnuts, so I'm going to go with their expertise.
Great. Excellent. Oh, I love it. I love crows. The ones that we have around here, I have on multiple occasions seen them push a nut out into the road and then come back and stand on the curb and watch a car crush it. So they're using a car as a tool, using a human to use a car as a tool to get the nut open, which is just like...
I saw that they did that to me a couple of weeks ago. I saw it drop the nut and I was like, I got you. And so I purposely drove over it. It was like, whoa, so smart. I love that.
I love it. Oh, that's great. Well, thank you. And we're really interested to see updates on both of these on the entrepreneurship survey as you guys go, as well as your crow device. So come on back. Thanks for coming by today.
Yay, thank you for having me.
And we'll put a link in the Discord for the, I posted a forms link. I don't know if it's the right one.
Thank you. I really appreciate
sure thing.
that. Yeah. the more data, the better. So
Excellent.
listening and learning, that's the way to go.
All right. Take care.
Thank you, John.
All right, next up, we got Noah and Pedro, and we're all big.
Hey.
Let's go to this size. There we are. I don't know why.
Hey, what's up, John?
How's it
That
going?
was so cool. I thought that was that robot from Mystery Science. What is it?
Yeah,
The
that's right.
3000, whatever.
Is
Where
it Tom
were
Servo?
we?
Is that-
Saw, yeah, somebody had one the other day. We were like,
Yeah.
what is that little guy doing? It's so cool. Yeah, so this week, apologies, no 3D Hangouts. Like, internet went down right before the show. And you know how everybody has like recurring theme, like during your show, like you have Lars. Like every time that we start the show, we have like a lawnmower going by. And he didn't show up this week, so we were like, dang it, that's why there was no internet.
Bad mojo.
But this week, Phil or Lamar, I don't know, like they email each other stuff, and they're like, I have no idea to build that. So Lamar saw this really cool lamp. It's a remake of I don't know, it was like on sale somewhere, and they're like, just use a couple of NeoPixels. So just made like this cut sort of like gravity defying like design for it.
Cool.
It's just using like the 60 NeoPixel, the 24, two 24s, and then a 16. The cool thing that I like about it on the back is it's all modular, so you can take the whole thing apart. We're using all of the Molex connectors.
There we go.
So they're super easy to connect and take apart, and all of the parts are all just snap fit. So the entire thing, I won't do it because I'll break it all, of course. But everything is all snap fit together. Like it's using the Raspberry Pi Pico. You can see on the bottom there you have access to that, and the little base. You can change that around to like fit whatever decor you have in your house. And just the translucent PLA, and just
Circuit Python code, LED animation library.
Cannot forget that. Yeah, super easy to use animation library for Circuit Python.
That's wonderful. Yeah, I love the look of that, and the animation library makes life so much easier for doing this kind of stuff with separate groups of LEDs, even though it looks like you have it just on a single pin, right? It's a single chain.
Yeah. Yep, just one single chain, and of course, gotta have the little hidden Mickey in there.
Oh, is it?
That's right. I see him. That's great.
But dang, I didn't bring the little Santa hat, so perfect for whatever holiday or whatnot.
Yeah.
Nice little simple.
Also, I have to say, when you reached back to grab that, I thought that thing was like 7 feet away and like much bigger. So like there's like a weird optical thing happening in your room there. You're like, just let me breathe.
That's good. But we'll be back. We'll be back next week for 3 Hangouts. The guide and the video and all that stuff came out. All Fusion 360, so you can like modify it. Of course, all the 3D parts, components. So if you want to like model your own stuff, Noah did a good job of modeling all of the LEDs. You can get it on GitHub.
Right.
Yeah, just search for CAD parts.
Yeah, so you can grab all that, design whatever you want around it.
Fantastic.
And that's it.
Really great lamp. Thanks for coming by and showing that.
Thanks,
and we'll see you next week. All right, let's see. Next up, we've got Scott Tan-Newt, who is a screen.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, Scott. I do hear you, yes. What's happening? What's new?
So this is not my camera. This is not me, obviously. Instead, what it's doing is it's capturing the output of a Raspberry Pi over HDMI. And I've added some things. So I first wanted to show that I can import microcontroller, and I can do microcontroller.cpu.temperature. And now we're getting the temperature in Celsius, which is cool. We could also do frequency. And so it's just around 600 megahertz right now.
You don't usually see that in a Circuit Python or MicroPython.
I know, and this is slow, so we could actually get this number even higher, which is exciting. And then I also did the unique ID. So that's the unique ID of the particular Pi that I've got. And then the other thing I did is, and we'll see how the capture does it with this, but I added the ability to change the screen size that you're doing. So if you've ever done display I/O, you'll know that we need to do the release displays. But I'm going to import a couple things first. So the way that it works is from the video core, we get a frame buffer, and then we use frame buffer IO to produce a display. So you're actually going to miss it because I'm going to do display IO dot release displays, and now you won't be able to see because it'll disappear. But then if I do FB equals video core frame buffer 1920. Oh yeah, sorry.
No, it's all right.
By
So I
1080.
didn't think that we'd gone dark.
Oh, good idea.
Where's this transmission?
Yeah, so I'm redoing it at half the size of 1080p, so 960 by 540, and then it should show up here once I type it in. And now I got it. So now it's just, it should be a different size, and it should be so it had to reset everything because the displays got reset, but it should be a different size. And I could have done full 1080p as well, but it's a little slow.
Can confirm that looks like it's half the size.
Yeah, so this we'll default it to something really easy to use, and then folks will be able to pick kind of the resolution that they want after the fact with this.
Awesome work.
And you should be able to take over the display and do all the normal display I/O stuff too. Because if you do import board, there's now board.display as well. But yeah.
There it is.
Getting close to getting it out to folks.
Really cool. And will you be working on that on a deep dive this Friday?
I will be, and no deep dive next week.
Right on. Excellent. Well, great work. Thanks for continuing to bring CircuitPython and MicroPython to the actual Raspberry Pi.
No problem.
Pico, the big daddy. Very cool. Hey, look, there's Scott. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Scott. Just in time to say goodbye. Bye.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Next up, we've got Joey. Get ready because here we go. Hey, Joey.
Hi, John. How's it going?
Good. Nice to see you.
Good to see you too. So I have been working on Twitter. Probably people have seen this little gadget called the Sensor Watch. It's a little Casio wristwatch with a board swap. We got different time systems, temperature sensors, things like that. But that's not actually what I'm here to show today, because I've had this issue of I want to develop things for the watch, but I don't want to take it apart constantly. So I wanted to make a development board for the watch.
Cool.
And this is very Adafruit oriented because I thought I should make it in the shape and size of a feather.
Neat.
So this is the same kind of functions as the watch. It's got this little mode button here. You got the,
cool.
Turn the light on. It's not underneath, obviously.
Yep.
But what's cool about it is, it's just plugged into a board doubler here. So this feather could actually be useful for someone doing, a solar powered project or something else that wants to be low power. And my feather wing, I'm actually really proud about this, or stoked about it, I guess I should say. It's all just parts you can get off of Adafruit's website. So it's just like that piezo buzzer.
Oh, nicely done. Yeah.
That PDM RGB LED. It's all just like, standard through whole parts. So it's very easy for folks to, get this little dev board and make their little wing that has their, sensor watch peripherals, so to speak.
And it can also be the sensor clock for people who want the complete collection.
Totally. Your sensor desk clock, as it were.
Yeah. Hey, I have to tell you, Joey, you're diving into building the sensor watch made me finally decide to go and get an actual
awesome.
Casio, what is it, the F91W,
F91,
the classic. I've never had one. I had a G-Shock way back when those came out, but I missed these. I never got one of these, so I just bought one for $16 a couple weeks ago, and I'm incredibly happy with it.
Yeah, they're super accessible. They're super fun.
And my son, who's he's 18, and he saw it, and he's like, "I want to get one of those," which is a rarity when you're, an adult dad parent to have a kid say, "Hey, that thing that you've got, that would be cool for me too." So it kind of transcends generations, apparently.
Very awesome.
And so with your sensor watch, you've got this dev board now, so you can really work on it at sort of a bigger scale, and then you're going to be rolling that software or hardware and software into the
just
watch size one.
Different build target, but then anything you write for this, you can put onto this. And my hope is actually, I really want to get CircuitPython running on this because it's a SAM chip. Cool. It feels like it should be reasonable to do it. I just need to buckle down and figure it out.
Amazing work. Yeah, it's really cool.
One other thing, just a quick advisory. I'm giving a talk at Hackaday Remoticon on Saturday about LCD technology. So if anyone's interested in that sort of thing, check it out.
Excellent. Yeah, people go to Remoticon, or if you go to Hackaday, you'll find links to it and look up Joey's chat. That's very cool. Okay. Thanks, Joey.
So
much. Good to see you. Take care.
Good to see you too.
All right, let's see. Next up, we've got Foamy Guy. Hey.
All right. Hey, JP.
Nice
So
to see you.
I have, yeah, thank you. I have been working on this. If folks are familiar with a thing called the method of Loci, there's a Wikipedia article here. You can learn about it. It's basically a technique for memorization where you try to picture an environment, a 3D environment that you're really familiar with. So lots of folks could use their house or their neighborhood or something like that. And you imagine yourself kind of moving through a journey through that environment, and you try to associate different ideas with different parts of the journey. So maybe you could think of something at the front door and think of something at the coat hook after you get inside, and so on and so forth. You just store these different ideas in the different locations, and it's supposed to make it easier to recall them in order because you can always imagine yourself going through that journey. So I've been experimenting with bringing that core idea into games. I've always been pretty good at memorizing game maps, so I made this little map here using tiled map editor. This is just the same tool that you would make a video game map for if you were going to do that. It's built on a JavaScript library called Phaser, and we can run around inside here, and I've got these little signs, and when I run into the sign, it will load the right-hand side of the page with whatever information I've stored at that location. And I can put more of these signs in here. I can have different stuff on each one of them. So I got another one inside of here. Can load up a list. This side over here works with Markdown. So you can add, bullet points. You can add images. You can add style like bold and italic and all of that sort of stuff. And it's real easy for me to just go in and, edit the text that's on all of these. So I think it's going to be a cool tool that I can use to start keeping track of information a little bit better.
Yeah, I see. So part of the central premise here is that you are finding things that you want to look up and read, that you're not trying to memorize that whole list, but just like, where did I put that list is associated with this sort of spatial mapping.
Yeah, that's going to be my goal. Some folks do use it to remember like specific data, like they'll use this to memorize a deck of cards or a big long string of numbers or something like that. But that's my idea more so is to kind of keep it there and go back to find it. And so I have just the small proof of concept map made so far. I just kind of got the basics working, but I intend to expand it out a little bit and make a little neighborhood inside of here and put a bunch of signs in there and load it up. So
that is tremendous. Yeah, I am terrible with directions in the real world, but I definitely over my lifetime have come to know maps in like first person shooter games really well. Just something about sheer doing it a lot, probably. But it seems like with this more third-person view, you can have landmarks and things that are a little more higher level process instead of just inside of a hallway.
Yeah, that's definitely my goal is going to be to load it up with like little gardens and flowers and buckets, and they got all kinds of little tiles I can load up in there. So,
that's really terrific.
But yeah,
great work. We look forward to seeing more about this. I'd love to get to play around with it at some point once you're ready to share it out there.
Cool. Yeah, definitely will do. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Tim. Bye.
Yep.
All right. And I think last up we've got Michael. Hey there, Michael. How are you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Good, thanks. What's new this week?
Yeah, so I a few weeks back I showed off the beginning of my like crazy pyramid sculpture project. It's complete now. It's actually in the gallery at my university's art building. So
congratulations.
I took
That's
some
excellent.
Images of it on display here next to some of my other work. So yeah, it lights up. It has a ton of neopixels. This is it with the top off. It's actually two separate pieces that were 3D printed. So it just like slides right onto each other.
I see.
And it has the I Spy display and yeah, all sorts of fun stuff in there. And then that's it next to some graphics I made. And here's just a short little clip of it. And then, yeah, I made little name tags for everyone too that are laser engraved, which is pretty fun.
That's really nice.
So, and yeah,
beautiful work.
Lights up and stuff. So yeah, pretty fun. And then yeah, there's the little name tags. Yeah.
It's really great work.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. So what kind of information are you displaying? I can't remember if you explained that before with the I Spy display there.
Yeah, so right now I have it just displaying the distance sensor information in inches. With the other piece over it, I found with the lighting, like the spotlight, it was actually kind of messing it up with the shadow. But when I took it off, it was reading correct information. My general idea was to have it actually like print off something that it would be more interactive. But I would have had to completely re-engineer it to make it work more.
Right on. Well, it's beautiful as is. So congrats on completing that and getting it into the gallery.
Thank you.
And how long will that be there? Can people who are in your area go and see it for a little while?
Yeah, it'll be up for a little bit. It's in the Keel Gallery, G10 Gallery in St. Cloud, Minnesota. So yeah.
Excellent. Oh, that's really terrific. All right. Well, thanks and great work. And we love seeing the stuff you're doing. So come on back anytime.
Awesome. Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right. I think that is going to do it. And I also just wanted to say I am going to be doing my workshop show tomorrow, and then I'm off next week. So there actually won't be a product pick or a workshop show next week for Thanksgiving week. And I misspoke yesterday when I said I'd be doing those things because I completely forgot that, hey, that's Thanksgiving. So I'll see you tomorrow, but then I'll be off for a week. Thanks again to everyone for coming by with all of your great projects. Go to our Discord to check out some links to a lot of these. That's a great place to find people. A lot of the people who've been on the show and tell hang out there. You can chat with them, ask questions, find links to their work. And next up in just 3 of your Earth minutes, we have Lady Ada and Mr. Lady Ada with Ask an Engineer. That'll be at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So thanks, everyone, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.